Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. We start off today talking a little bit about a very scary and rather serious situation that just occurred the other day. TLDR, I've been doxxed. As well as you guys watching this video have also been doxxed as well, and pretty much everybody was doxxed. Meaning that your social security number and pretty much all of your personal information is now essentially public information. Pretty much every single American that is watching this video, yeah, your social security number is now public information. If you haven't been doxxed before, well, consider this your first time. And that is because the biggest data breach of all time in history has just happened. Now, obviously, this is nothing new. Like, this has happened before. You know, we've heard of data breaches that happen every now and again and whatnot. You know, hackers accessing these companies, etc., getting people's info. Yeah, that's kind of been a thing for a very long time now, since the birth of the internet, to be fair. Like, we've seen tens and hundreds of millions of people even being affected by a lot of these breaches that happen. But at the very least, at least from what I can remember, this is the first time that a data breach has not only been so fundamentally widespread, with effectively every single American now being believed to be part of this entire data breach, right? But also the significance and the severity of the situation, you feel me? Now again, data breaches are something that is not new. They pretty much have been happening a lot in this modern era. And a lot of the times, like when you hear this whole, oh, there's been a data breach thing, right? Like, let's say it's a Sony, like with PlayStation and PSN. They've been the victim of data breaches a few times for quite some time, and you'll hear things like, oh, they had access to people's IP addresses, their first and last names and addresses, etc., etc., things like that, right? Now, normally, I usually protect myself when this happens, and normally, I rarely have my IP get leaked because I'm always safe. I use VPN every time I'm on the computer, change passwords every now and again, and whatnot. So I am pretty much at the very least safe, at least on my part, and I suggest you guys do the same as well. But obviously, when it comes to the social security system in the United States, that is a pretty serious and significant issue, right? And it's much more concerned than even just, a simple IP address leaking. And it's even worse when it's virtually the entire US population that gets their SSN leaked by these data breaches, which means that literally everybody who is a citizen of the United States is at risk, and their information is now public for anyone to see because of this breach. So yes, this is a real video, this actually happened, and before you guys go down into the comments and disliking and calling this video clickbait, I am not making this up. This news basically just broke as I started, recording other videos within the last few minutes. Like, this actually just happened. So link in the description, archived of course. If you want to check out the full article for yourself and read it at your own time, I'll have it linked in the description down below, free and fully archived. So according to the information that we have about this, there has been a massive data breach affecting virtually every single US citizen. This is not just, name and address and phone number and whatnot. No, this is not just that. It's pretty much everything that was leaked from this data breach. Most notably, social security numbers. According to some reports, nearly 2.9 billion files of information has been leaked and stolen by hackers from this data breach alone. Let me reiterate, 2.9 billion files of information has been leaked and stolen by these hackers in this data breach. Normally, when your personal information is out there, it's usually sold to advertiser to, advertise, to sell you shit. It shouldn't be a practice, by the way. Goes against the Fourth Amendment. But this is completely different. And from what I'm getting, this is 2.9 billion numbers that were stolen and are now public information, meaning that roughly the entire country was effectively doxxed. I potentially have been doxxed. You watching this video, if you're a US citizen, have been doxxed. Every single American has been doxxed just because of this data breach. And again, this is not just, name, address, date of birth, phone number, and whatnot. This is the worst possible outcome. This is everybody's social security numbers that have been leaked. It's not just phone numbers, it's not just home addresses, it's not just credit card information, it's the social security numbers as well. It's everything, pretty much. Again, 2.9 billion with a B pieces of information have been leaked by virtually every single American. These are records even from people that are not alive anymore. And there's even some records originating from the UK and Canada. Now, obviously, there is a silver lining to this. You know, some of these numbers are kind of worthless, if you see what I mean. Like, obviously, there are people who don't have, like, you know, good credit scores and whatnot, or don't even have credit history just yet. You know, they're young. They never tried to ask for a loan before, nor do they have enough credit to actually ask for a loan. But that doesn't mean there's absolutely no reason to worry. You should be concerned when situations like this happen. This is obviously a big fucking deal. When a social security number becomes public information, that should be considered a pick up the red phone, push the red button, DEFCON 1 level of a security risk. In layman's term, it is a big goddamn fucking deal. And it can and will result into identity theft. Who knows how many people's identity has been stolen? You know, some of these miscreant, low-life crooks, they might take out loans without you knowing, steal your life, maybe even steal your family like what James Woods did. Although, not to the extreme, I'm actually being a little bit hyperbolic when saying that. But still, people can do whatever the fuck they want if they have your number under your name. They can destroy reputations, whether that be for credit and other real-life experiences. So obviously, we're getting the news right now as this is happening. Like, this very moment is when we actually got the confirmation by the National Public Records that, yeah, pretty much every single American got their social security number leaked. But this data breach did not happen right now, like right on this moment. We just got the confirmation that it actually did happen. Supposedly, this exact data breach actually happened around April of 2024, so well before we're getting the news right now, and nothing was done about it. So now that everyone's information has been leaked, people are just really concerned now, and can you really blame them? I'd be freaking the fuck out too if my social security number got leaked, and believe me, I am right now. Now, obviously, I'm not here, you know, raising the alarm and telling everyone to panic, you know, the sky is falling and we're all fucking doomed. The worst possible thing you can do is to panic and give up when situations like this happen. When your social security number gets leaked in a data breach like this, you should obviously be concerned and obviously look at this as a very serious situation, because this is obviously a big deal when this happens. But you shouldn't, like, panic and say that your life is fucking over and that there's nothing you can do. Remain calm, because again, there's a good chance that your credit score might not be as good as you might think. There are obviously companies and different methods out there that you can use to scrub all your information off the dark web. They're obviously not free, but they are not too expensive. I know it might seem like you're, like, you know, throwing away your money when you go out and pay these companies to scrub your information off the dark web, but there are companies out there that can and will do that. You know, there's LifeLock and all these other companies that exist. Because usually situations like this happen on a daily basis, but it's not like to the extent that we saw just now. But even before this leak actually happened, your info can still be out there on the dark web. And there are people and companies out there that can help scrub it for you. But this is not like a few people have their social security numbers leak. This is virtually the entire country that had their social security numbers leaked, which is obviously the biggest fucking deal you can possibly even goddamn think of. So what the fuck are we gonna do? What's next? What even caused this? Like, some people are even suggesting that this is the end of social security as we know it. And we have to, like, you know, find some new way to identify everybody in the country that's more safe and more secure. But here's a problem. Regardless of what happens next, regardless if we keep the social security system, even if we have to, like, you know, change every single American's numbers now, or they have to somehow come up with a new system, there will always be a way and a demand for these hackers and people to do shit like this. And even outside of just, like, government data, like, you know, your socials and shit like that. Like, these kinds of data breaches are becoming more and more common. They're becoming more and more widespread. Point being, there is no such thing as a perfect system. Anything can be cracked. Anything can be hacked. There's always a workaround of something. VPN doesn't make you 100% safe. Changing your passwords every month doesn't make you 100% safe. There is just no such thing as perfect. Nothing is foolproof because a lot of these hackers know exactly what the fuck they're doing. They have brains. They're smart. There's always a bug, an exploit, a workaround just so they can achieve what they want. So a company like Apple can preach about security and whatnot. They might claim that they are the best when it comes to security and privacy, but they're not perfect. A security breach with iCloud can happen. They claim that iOS is one of the most secure operating systems that they have ever made. While jailbreaking is not as popular as it used to be, and it's definitely not as easy as it used to be, security has gotten better year after year after year. It's still possible to jailbreak an iPhone. If you guys remember way back when, some of y'all might be too young to remember this, but there used to be this jailbreak that was based using the Safari web browser on an iPhone called Jailbreak Me, created by a guy named Comex. And you could just go on, click on a link, press a certain button, or slide to jailbreak, and it uses a Safari WebKit-based exploit to jailbreak your iPhone, in addition to installing Cydia. These exploits are considered very rare, but they are obviously the most dangerous. And notice how I said WebKit exploits like the one used for Jailbreak Me are rare. Well, they're not actually as rare as you think. In fact, they're more common than you think. If you click the wrong link, one wrong press of a button can compromise your device. Your phone might secretly be jailbroken without you knowing, even if you don't have Cydia installed. So just trying to get my point across. Nothing is unhackable. There is no such thing as unhackable. Anything can be cracked. So situations like these are a lot more common than you think, and it's important to keep yourself safe online as much as possible. It doesn't have to be like, 100% paranoid, if you know what I mean. Just keep yourself moderately safe and try your very best. And this whole situation that we just witnessed goes to show you how widespread these attacks can be. Now, one final thing. Who is to blame for this? Now, contrary to popular belief, this did not come from the US government. This data breach came from a non-government, non-affiliate third party known as National Public Data. And right now, there is an ongoing class action lawsuit because of this data breach, which again happened as far back as April of this year. So your personal information was pretty much out there for that long period of time. So they actually did confirm that this data breach actually happened, and they're still scrambling and figuring out what the fuck happened and just how bad the fallout is of this breach. There's a reason why they're in a class action lawsuit right now. This is a big fucking deal. How do you not know? Normally for companies like this, they gotta have the best security out there just so they can protect themselves and other people. But again, let me reiterate, nothing is foolproof. But still, the fact that it was 2.9 billion bits of data and virtually every American that has been affected by this, that's saying something. Something has to seriously go fucking wrong just for that breach to be so widespread. Normally you go out and fix and investigate the situation and see what was wrong and hope to build and fix on that. Problem is, the damage was already done. Everyone's personal information has been leaked. So a huge big oopsie on their part. So yeah, pretty much every single American was just doxxed. And this is definitely a pretty big story that is worth talking about. And this is why you should subscribe to the channel. I'm your news guy, as always. I'll try my best to keep you updated with regards to what's going on in the world, whether that be politics, pop culture, internet culture, social commentary, current events, and major, serious, big-time stories like this one that just happened here. By the way, Nick Castellanos did in fact hit a home run after this news broke, so that just goes to show you the significance of this story. But whether that be election news, political analysis, events going on in the world, viral memes, internet culture, it does not matter. You can even suggest a story yourself for me to cover in a future video. As I keep saying, I'm your news guy. That's what I do around here. And we are also 10 to 11 subscribers away from 150, and I want to hit that milestone before the year ends. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you also set your notifications to all and not personalize, so that way you will be notified when a new video comes out, and that way you won't miss out. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys on this topic, so I'm gonna do what I always do at the end of every video and pass on this conversation down to you. What do you guys think? Is this the end of Social Security? Do you think big changes are coming after this? Do you think everybody's Social Security numbers are going to be changed? What implications do you think this will cause in the future? Who do you think is to blame for this? What can we do to prevent this from ever happening again? What solutions can you think of to keep us safe? Should we be concerned, or is it nothing to worry about? Again, leave all your thoughts, opinions, and possible solutions down in the comment section down below. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to hit that like button down below. And if you're new around here, be sure to subscribe to the channel and ring the little notification bell. Be sure to follow me on all my social medias, links are in the description below as always. Share this video around with your friends, families, boyfriends, girlfriends, enemies, whomever. Definitely helps me out a lot, helps the video grow, and helps grow the channel if you were to share this video with whomever you know. It certainly does help if you share this video around because this, again, is a pretty big fucking deal, and it pretty much affects virtually every US citizen, so sharing does spread awareness. You can also always send me some news tips and video ideas on my Twitter/X, DMs are open, or you can just simply tweet them at me. Twitter/X is where I'm the most active of, that is at AXY0M as always. Links in the description below, I'll flash it on your screen. So if you have a news tip or an idea for a video, be sure to send it to me there. So yeah guys, as always, like, subscribe, ring notifications, and until then, take care, talk soon, and I'll see you guys in the next one. You're awesome.